Coming up, we have lots of big news out of Universal Orlando right now, so let's not even waste any time and just get to it. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Universal edition of The Diz Unplugged. This is episode 140 of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. This episode is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. Please visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode. I am your host, Craig Williams, and today I am joined alongside by my co-host, Mr. Ryno Clavin.
Hello.
Hello. Whoa. It
Hello.
Looks like you were angelic above your head, so I'm just going to hit that light bulb. Oh, there you go. You look like you have a solid tan now. You got that Ireland tan. Thank you for coming back and joining me again. It's been quite a while, so...
They wouldn't let me stay.
Absolutely, they would not. So, this is obviously we've been apart from each other a while, so we haven't had time to get out in the parks, do a lot of good fun stuff. But it just so happens that there has been just a lot of Universal news lately. Some of it Halloween Horror Nights related, others not. So this should be a little bit of a fun one. So I am going to kick it off. Before we get to the HHN talk, which will dominate a lot of the rest of this conversation today, I want to mention that, as of when this episode airs out there, we'll be already a couple days into Universal Annual Pass Holders Appreciation Days, which I'm glad they are doing this again. So basically, if you are excuse me, if you are an annual pass holder from August 14th through September 30th, right now you have a lot of perks. The biggest one is that on August 27th and the 31st, they are doing the appreciation nights, where you have the chance to be inside Islands of Adventure for some after-hours fun in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, a Marvel Superhero Island. This year, they're gonna have whatchamacallit, Toon Lagoon open up, so you can do Popeye and Bluto's and Dudley Do-Rights. Kong Skull Island will be open up. Jurassic Park will be opened up. This was such a cool event last time around when they did it. I was in there. It's a 3-hour event, but the park is only annual pass holders, and not every annual pass holder can get in. It is a select number, and I spent my entire time just walking around taking pictures and stuff. It was a really good time. So that is one of the things that are happening. Us 3-park annual pass holders, of course, have early park admission at Volcano Bay. Basically every day until September 30th. That is a great perk.
What'd you say, in like an hour?
Yeah, an hour early park admission. So we get in.
That's when you have to be there anyways to get in.
That's the best time. While it's still hitting capacity, you got to get there early. What a huge perk. It will be one that I am going to take advantage of as soon as Ryno's pass gets renewed, because I don't want to be this weirdo going to Volcano Bay at 8 o'clock in the morning by myself.
Photographing children in the water. It's cool. It's all good. It's Florida. You're not the only one.
Yeah, this is the part of the episode where we cut to a clip of the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. We don't do that anymore. We've given that up.
We've been asked not to by the studio.
Exactly. Yes, our producers have asked us not to do that. So, there's other little perks, like you can get a discounted photo package, free selfie crap, a specialty flavor at Cold Stone, some special...
A specific pass holder flavor at Cold Stone?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting indeed. There's little stuff. The big one, though, is the annual pass holder night inside Islands of Adventure, and then that early admission at Volcano Bay. Definitely a nice perk. A big thank you to say Thank you for being annual pass holders. They know that Universal annual pass holders are proud people and they love these parks. So it's nice that they help give back. But let's be honest. Did you really think that news is a couple weeks ago? We just haven't had a time to record a news episode that since then and just started, so it's relevant. But what do you think we're actually going to really talk about this entire episode? Halloween. So we are officially
scary.
Yes, spooky. We are less than a month away from Halloween Horror Nights. Can you believe that?
I'm jazzed up.
I am too.
I'm very excited. I've said in other shows, like if I do not know my Halloween costume by like the second week of August, it stresses me out. I am officially stressed out, but in the best of ways. Like, actually, you know what I'm going to do when we go home after this? I'm going to go crack out my Halloween decorations that I say every year I'm going to put up, and every year I don't. This year it's happening.
Oh, Kylie's already like, okay, well.
Oh my God! You guys have to do your house up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we are. We're very close to the point. We'll probably do it in about another week or so. It's just so it's hard moving from an apartment to a house. You have so much more decorations that have to go around. It's impossible. I don't know how my mom did it for so many years while we were growing up, but at least
drinking.
Oh,
just kidding, Chris.
Obviously, at least with Halloween Horror Nights, you don't have a costume to worry about, but we do have. One good announcement that came out and one announcement that's very sad for many people out there for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm going to start with the more positive one, and that is we finally have another house, which means we now know, this is the gut-wrenching part of this. We now know 4 houses for Halloween Horror Nights, but again, there is only a month left until the event starts, and we only know 4 houses.
Out of like 9, right?
Out of 9 houses. So
9.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. So we know 4 intellectual property houses. The 4th one after we knew American Horror Story, then The Shining, then Ash versus Evil Dead just very recently.
So that is a house, not a scare zone, right?
Yep, that will be a house. And then the 4th announcement, obviously timed very well due to the newest movie in this franchise coming out on October 27th. That is Saw, the Games of Jigsaw. He wants to play a game.
Gary.
So, it's if you haven't seen that video, it's
Jigsaw, living with Jigsaw.
Living with Jigsaw, and it's really funny. I put it actually at the bottom of the article that I wrote about this announcement.
Me laugh quite a bit.
It is so hilarious, but of course, Saw, the huge horror franchise that is up to is this the 8th film in the series, I think?
It might be the 9th. Let me check.
It's definitely up there. I'll let you check on that. But Jigsaw, as I said, will be coming out this October, and so this house will be kind of a best of the different games in the Saw movies. So this isn't the first time there's been a Saw house at Halloween Horror Nights. There was one all the way back in.
This is the 8th. You're right. Yeah.
This is the 8th?
There was 7. There was this first 6. Then Saw 3D in 2010 was the last one, and then Jigsaw is the 8th in 2017.
Yeah, gosh, it is so weird to think that this series has been
4, 5,
so
6,
gone.
7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it was on for 7 years in a row. Yeah. Every year there was a movie.
Yeah, and then nothing for the longest time. But I mean, I'll get to, while Saw became a little less relevant, it's because other movies kind of stepped in since then and helped out with the genre, and we'll get there in just a couple minutes. But yeah, so it's going to take you through all 8 movies and show you some of the Jigsaw's greatest contraptions and games that he made to kill his victims, the ones that didn't make it out alive. And yeah, this should be good. Like I said, they had the house before in Horror Nights 19. They will kind of feature some of the same games from that house, but it's the Universal saying it's going to be more or less a nod to it. It's not going to be a recreation. And the big news is one of the contraptions in the house will actually be a spoiler for the movie, because they're going to show one. Which
it's hard because the movie doesn't even come out till I'll tell you right now, October 27th.
Yeah. But this has happened before. Definitely the last time I remember it, Dracula Untold. They had the house for that, but the movie didn't come out until like the last week.
In fairness, if this is like a collection of things from Saw movies, including Jigsaw, it's not like we're going to watch the scene play out and it's going to go the same way it goes in the movie. So I guess it potentially isn't really going to be a big spoiler. Just... You know,
it's going to be more or less being able to see something from the movie. It might not, like for me, obviously everyone remembers how iconic the first Saw movie is. You know, put in Danny Glover and Carrie Elway's just trapped in that room. It's just so it was such a breathtaking movie back in that time. It took so many people by surprise. And then the next couple movies in the series actually were still really good, and it really expanded on the character of Jigsaw, Michael Tobin. But it's it just
John Kramer.
John Kramer, thank you. It was played by Michael Tobin, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. And it just kind of it expanded into this bigger thing, and it got Donnie Wahlberg was in the sequel.
Donnie was in the second one.
Donnie frickin' Wahlberg was in one of these movies. That just shows Donnie Wahlberg, of course, from
time out of that hamburger making time.
One of the best horror movies of all time, The Sixth Sense. Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg goes and shoots
Bruce Willis. Yeah. Spoiler: it's only been out since 1999.
It is the opening of the movie. He shoots him in the opening of the movie.
Spoiler. But yeah, so Universal...
say what happened to him. I just said he got shot.
I said it. Universal says so. Placing the house in a different location this time around gave us another way to elevate the scares. Saw the Games of Jigsaw functions as one large trap. You'll be funneled through claustrophobic, visceral experiences and be part of the most terrifying games ever devised on screen. Trials that you may be familiar with and some that are completely unknown to you. Sounds fun. So I'm actually very excited for this. Like I said, I enjoyed the first couple Saw movies, and then I've missed a bunch in between. So hopefully I'll have time to catch up on them. Don't know if it's going to happen because I'm still plowing through AHS and Ash versus Evil Dead. So that's a lot of watching to do in a very short time. But I love the potential. So when one of my first horror nights was going through Saws and Steam, which it wasn't really, it wasn't a Saw house. It just because there was Saws in there. But from what people said, they said it was kind of the same visceral on the edge experience, both of those houses. And I think this one will be twisted. It has the potential of being really dumb, but it could also be really twisted. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It kind of depends like the route they take. Like I'm assuming it'll, because the problem with the later movies is they all became that headgear.
Yeah.
And the earlier movies, the traps were designed around the thing in the person's life. So they had to overcome what was like holding them back in order to survive. And so like, I don't know. It could go either way. I'm not whether it's just scenes from a movie. But you know what? I'm wondering if there's gonna be that needle scene from the second movie.
Yeah.
That's the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one. The house when he throws that girl in the needle pit. Imagine like a girl sitting there with all the needles coming out of her.
No, there will definitely be. There will be iconic moments in this house. So this is just one. This is the fourth intellectual property. We're expecting one more intellectual property house, and it's starting to look like the predictions that were made by. I want to say it was HHNrumors.com or it was HHN Unofficial. I can't remember which one. I'm sorry. I know the picture. From way back when it really circulated around. I don't remember who started it, but on that map, that went around. They had American Horror Story. They had The Shining. They had a Jigsaw house. They had Ash versus Evil Dead. The last house they have on the list is Blumhouse, which, if people aren't familiar with it, Blumhouse Productions is kind of the predecessor to everything like Saw picked up at a time period when, movie franchises, horror franchises weren't just pounding out sequels over and over again. Obviously, like, Nightmare on Elm Street did that. Halloween did that. Did I already say Friday the 13th? Yeah. Friday the 13th did it. These are staples where year after year after year, new movies. Saw picked that up. Scream could have, but didn't. They ended it at a nice good time to do that. And then you have Blumhouse Productions, which started being behind some of the hugest horror movies that started coming out right after this time period, right in there with Insidious, mm-hmm. with The Purge, with a little movie called Whiplash.
One of the scariest J.K. Simmons movies I've ever seen.
Exactly. So Ouija, which they just had a Ouija movie last year. So the prediction is that Blumhouse is going to be, if this house ends up happening, it's just going to be kind of like a best of some of the scenes from this production company, which I think could be absolutely incredible if it comes true. And considering they've nailed everything else so far in terms of predictions, I think it's pretty safe to say it's going to happen at this point. And they also predict that.
I'm sorry, I just realized the actor's name, so people aren't correcting you forever and always, is Tobin Bell, not Michael Tobin.
Tobin Bell.
Sorry, I knew it wasn't. It was weird, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Hey,
Blumhouse. I'm super excited. Let's keep talking about that one.
Now all I can think about is how I can edit that part out of there, so that way I don't have to hear from anyone. But yeah, I knew Tobin. I knew Tobin for sure. I just couldn't put it all together there. But yeah, Blumhouse. I hope this happens.
Well, I love Conjuring. I love Insidious. Those two movies I love those movies because they are movies that have abandoned essentially what Saw became, which was that horror gore, mm-hmm. like I forget what it's called, like torture porn movies. Yeah. And so it's like Insidious never really has any blood in it, but it's like a scary movie about like.
Well, it does have Dermot Mulroney.
I haven't seen that one yet. It's on my computer. I gotta watch it later.
So you downloaded it illegally?
No, I paid for it in the iTunes movie store.
Yeah, I'm calling you out on that.
I paid my dues. But I like those movies. I like The Conjuring, and I'll be interested.
I don't know if The Conjuring's in that production.
I thought it was, isn't it? In Blumhouse? I thought they were like related to
I don't remember. Well, they just. I think it. I'm not.
I spelled it wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't think it is.
Split is part of it.
Yeah,
but I doubt we'll get that. Have you watched that movie yet, by the way?
No, still haven't watched it yet.
Gosh,
I will get there.
I didn't just say what I was going to say.
I will get there, but yeah, so that could potentially be happening. We did get our announcement, what we expect to happen every year.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was incorrect. I apologize.
That's okay. We squashed it. Before we could get out of hand. Getting excited about that, but we always wait for then after we get the intellectual property houses. Where we're just sitting there waiting, hoping to hear the original houses that they create for it, the scare zones, as well as the shows, which we're expecting, like everyone else, we're expecting Academy of Villains to come back again, which would be awesome. And then the yearly tradition that we always expect to come back, Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure, which in this case, we're recording this on Tuesday, which the news about this came out this morning, which I think took many aback that aren't in the know, but that is that after this year, Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure will be no more.
Yeah, I'm really bummed out about this. Although the show last year was not great, it feels like I love a good. We're poking fun at pop culture over the years in a mature setting. I don't know. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, I think when they chose the right the right icons and the right properties to really exploit and make fun of, and they did it with, they just did it with quick, witty writing, just perfect writing. Like, the year that they had Smog come out, and I'm puppet dying. Like, that was a classic moment that people just still haven't gotten over. Obviously, for years they made fun of Avatar with Sextale and Avatar Land. Like, there have been like big
The
moments.
magic bands, the Elsa and Anna, that was the big one. I always remember as the Elsa.
No, that was there have been a lot of classic moments the past couple years, but I will agree too. The writing has been flat. I think one of the biggest disappointments for me, while I always enjoy the show, I feel like I enjoy it because it was really good when I started attending Halloween Horror Nights back in 2011. I feel like the first couple of years I saw it, it was amazing. So that way, when I started making new friends that maybe didn't ever go to Horror Nights before, or just weren't familiar with any of it, it was one of those things where I was always excited to show people Bill and Ted's. Like, this is one of the main reasons why to come to Halloween Horror Nights. And then, if it is a good year, everyone is loving it and like, oh my gosh, this has to be a thing. Every year I have to see Bill and Ted. Last year's, I think I only watched the show 2 or 3 times last year because it just wasn't that good.
It just really fell flat. It didn't really have that same, I don't know, didn't have that same spirit to it. Like the Star Wars stuff, it just it didn't, we'd seen it already done by Saturday Night Live at that point. It wasn't as funny, and it was like almost a whole year later after Star Wars. So it was kind of like it felt dated already.
Yeah, it didn't have the relevancy and the timing that it has before. Add on top of that, the Academy of Villains last year. That is something that I think I watched it almost every single time I actually went to Halloween Horror Nights. And I remember, if I go back and watch it, I was probably, when they announced Academy of Villains, I think I just like openly mocked it on the show, saying, "Oh, a dancing troupe? That's what they're getting, a dancing troupe?" And then it mesmerized me every single time I watched it. Just really awesome. And the year before that, with 25 doing the Carnage Returns and having Jack and Chance on that side stage, kind of, and that's where a lot of it took away from. In 24, I believe 24 was the year that they had like Anna and Elsa, and they did that whole bit, and then when they brought back Jack and Chance in 25 and took James Keaton and her name just dropped out of me, but the girl who like played Anna in Bill and Ted's, and then she's also Chance and does other characters throughout the park. I know it, and I feel terrible. It's slipping from my brain right now.
I'm impressed you even knew Jack's real name.
Yeah, no, I follow him on Twitter. He's awesome. So
he plays the Grinch too, right?
He has, yeah. He's done a lot. He will, if they made a Universal legend, he would be like a Universal Parks legend for sure, with all he's done. But yeah, I think the show kind of started going south after that. So, but the big rumor that kind of was revolving around this was the show wasn't going away after the end of this year because it's bad, which I don't think the show's bad. I think it still has a place at Halloween Horror Nights.
It's always full, every showing.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not popular.
Exactly. And I'm in that boat. Like, I wish they could find another venue for it. I saw one person suggest, why can't you put it in Terminator? Why can't you put it in whatchamacallit, the Pets show? But obviously with Nintendo coming along soon, that's no longer going to be around either, past this year probably. So makes no sense to move it over there. So yeah, it kind of puts a question mark on it. Where is there going to be room in the future for this show? So it has to go away. And the thought is that this is going to be the last year because everyone was expecting the announcement. Again, we're pre-recording this, so who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of days. We might have to re-record this if it does. But you know, it's people are expecting the announcement that Fear Factor will be going away and the long-rumored Ministry of Magic edition will come to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter there. Yeah.
That would be great.
So, and it's been something everyone has been talking about it for years. That's one of the logical next steps to do. If you're trying to expand on Potter, do Ministry of Magic. Put it right there. It makes sense. You know, like I said, as of recording this, it still hasn't happened. So I don't know if it did. Only time will tell. But it's, for me, it's sad that Bill and Ted's going away. It's a staple, but you know, if the demand in the audience really wants it that bad, I think Universal is smart enough to listen to their guests and say, like, you know what, people want this back.
Find a space for it. Yeah, we can find a place.
Yeah, and you know, I don't foresee them saying, okay, well, you know what we're gonna do? We are gonna make it a 2-park event just so they can do it in Toon Lagoon Amphitheater. I don't think they're gonna do anything like that, but I think they will find a way if people are demanding that it comes back. I think they'll find a way to make it happen. But at the same time, too, if you get rid of Bill and Ted's, but you're able to also find a way to add extra houses, is that a good trade-off?
Maybe.
I don't know. I like the entertainment sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. Because the entertainment is like almost a break on your nerves for a little bit, for a few minutes. But it also gives you the chance to laugh and sit
down. I mean, part of what we love about Halloween Horror Nights so much is not necessarily just going through houses and getting scared, going through scare zones and getting scared. Part of it is sitting back with friends, having some drinks, getting in that relaxed, loose feeling, and just enjoying the event for what it is. And that's Bill and Ted's is something where you can do that. You know, it is almost meant for that, to go and just laugh, have a good time. And it is perfect in terms of that. Yes, you don't always laugh as much, but it will be sorely missed. I was taken aback. I had heard it before. I think we've talked about it before. The likelihood that eventually Fear Factor was going away. I think I even at one point in time I said flat out, I don't ever think they're going to take Fear Factor away, solely because then they lose Bill and Ted. And then look what goes and happens. They're willing to pull the plug on Bill and Ted and send them on their farewell tour. It's the Wild Stallions. So it just really, really caught me off guard. But
maybe it'll be merchandise, though.
Oh, there better be merchandise.
Yeah.
So HHN always has really awesome merchandise. So there will be, like, if they could do a tour shirt.
Yeah.
Throughout all the years.
That would be great.
That would. Heck, I'd buy one.
What?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. So yeah, that's where we stand right now on Halloween Horror Nights. Still have one more show to get the official confirmation. Not we have one more show, but we are still waiting on the announcement of one more show, whether or not that will be Academy of Villains, which hopefully it is. Those four original houses and our scare zones. So I'm looking forward to it. So I know we will be there on the very first night, probably.
Which is 1 month from when we were recording this, almost exactly.
Yeah, no, not almost exactly. Today is August 15th, so it is 1 month.
So we have to learn about how many more? 4 houses, you said? At least 4 houses? Scare zones?
We're going to have 4 houses, 4 scare zones, and...
So every week it's going to be some exciting announcements, hopefully. If they keep teasing them like this.
I think it's going to be less time than that. I apologize, guys. Every year this happens where we get into this groove then, where we're talking about Halloween for like 4 or 5 episodes straight.
It's our favorite time of the year. Leave us alone.
I'm apologizing ahead of time right now because we have just hit it. We are going full blown into Halloween season. So hopefully, and this is a good place to say it, hopefully we will again, like last year, we had coverage of Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. Hopefully we will be able to recreate that this year and have some great coverage from out there because, that Terror Tram announcement for out there. How awesome. You sent me the link, so you should remember it.
The Terror Tram in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I already forgot what it was. And I was like, oh, we've got to go do this. And I was like really, really into it.
Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah.
Leatherface.
Yeah, the Titans. Yeah. Like, that's all. So you're going to walk around and they're going to... Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Maybe I blocked it out for a little bit because I started getting nervous I wouldn't be able to go. But I'm like, we got to go.
Got to go see it. The fact that Chucky is going to be the host of the Terror
Tram, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be such a great event out there this year, just on paper. The fact that we know so far that they're going to have their house based only on Roanoke, as we said in a previous show. They also have Ash vs. Evil Dead and Jigsaw and all the goodness Shining. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And they still have 2 more houses to reveal as well, I believe. And they already announced their scare zones too, which sounded very interesting. If you give me just a minute to look it up, I can, because I did not prepare that, because I did not expect that we were going to have to talk about that, but it's okay, because it's given me a chance to talk about it. I do hate that they are marketing still The Walking Dead as being in there, but
no, it's a permanent house. Mazes.
But anyways, so we have lots more Halloween coverage to come up with in the next couple months. So that's going to do it for this episode. Ryno, thank you very much for having this conversation with me.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Oh,
I enjoyed it.
Thank you, and I hope everyone out there.
Did you say them? Because I found them.
Oh no, I did not. Did I?
Urban Inferno, Halloween, and Toxic Tunnel.
Was that last year's though?
The Toxic. Oh wait, is it? No, it says 2017. But the Toxic Tunnel reminds me of one from last year. Halloween though, and Urban Inferno. All these things are a little similar to the ones from last year, or at least 2 of them are.
Yeah, I could have. They sound exactly like last year.
There was a toxic one that was like a maze, and everyone had gas masks and stuff on. Yeah. But anyway, sorry.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Well, hey, Ryno, thank you so much for having this conversation with me.
You're welcome.
Hey, and action. We are rolling now. And thank you out there to everyone who watched and listened to this. I know a bit short, but there's just not a lot happening right now. But we hope you enjoyed it. And let us know in the comments below what houses you're looking forward to this year and what about Halloween Horror Nights you are most excited to do, or how much you're going to miss Bill and Ted's if you are going to miss Bill and Ted's, just like we are. So yeah, make sure if you need any more information on this week's episode, head out to disunplugged.com, home of the show notes page for this show and all the other shows on the Diz Unplugged podcast network. In addition to that, you'll find links to our email account, uopodcast@disunplugged.com, links to our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you will just find so much more. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, leaving us feedback, thumbs up, all that good stuff. If you're listening to this on iTunes, please go ahead and rate and review us. So once again, thank you so much to everyone out there for watching and listening to this. We truly do it for you every week, and we really hope that you do enjoy it. We will be back with you next week for another episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. But until then, remember,